all right, let me set this up. Yeah, Biden was like, and Trump, they were close in polls. In some polls, he was losing, but by like a point or two.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That much.
And we're talking about a Trump who just got convicted of how many 17 counts of felonies, 19 mad counts of felonies. My son was Count Dracula of felonies, right? And like he going into, bruh, this is an easy. Everybody talking about, yo, they better not debate. If they debate, Trump gonna get washed. Trump gonna get washed. And we walk in, everyone's thinking it's light work. We thinking it's gonna be an easy victory, and then Father Time walks in there.
Grandfather clock
Just
with a mirror.
They said, "Hold on, Joe. It's about time you get washed up."
And then Joe Biden responded, "Hey there, old friend," because they grew up together.
What is it? Is it 2020? No, sir, it's not. That's why I came to wash you up.
And now Joe is looking at the Democratic Party like, what is this, a 20v1? All right, y'all.
That's funny.
That was a good one.
Because that's what it is right now for him. Listen, let's get to it. Let's get right into it. So let's skip over the debate because that was a few weeks ago, right? Look, we summarized it. It wasn't good. It wasn't good for him.
Yeah.
He walked away and he dropped in the polls. Like most recently, some polls had him down 10 points. On average, he's down 2 to 8. 2 is okay. 2 is manageable. 8 in July is crazy work. 8 in July. So that's not the only thing I shared though. But
is that slow-mo or is that him actually talking?
No, that's him moving.
I thought there was slow-mo to make fun of him, but if that's really him, I want a rematch.
So Donald Trump actually is asking for a rematch anytime, anywhere, any place. So after the debate happens, first of all, visually, what goes viral is Jill, Empress, that's her name, Jill Biden?
Yeah.
Empress Jill Biden grabs my son by the arm and starts orienting him so we don't have one of those moments where he's lost. Because you know how he do. He be like,
yeah.
There's no way out. Like,
Jill, I see a wall over here. Dang, Donald Trump built a wall. He did it, Jill. He did it, Jill. He did it.
You get it? He built the wall. So, yeah. I mean, so she guiding him along like a health aide. He just walking through the joint. It's horrible visuals, man. And it didn't help that he had a cold. So he was talking like this the whole time. I've done a lot, kiddos. You know, in back in my day. Yeah, and it was bad. It was bad, bro. I think we was in the group chat, and Martin was like, "Why is he talking with that voice?"
I was like, "Is he trying to be wise? Is this his Father Time voice?"
Like Dumbledore, Harry. It comes a time, Harry.
You know what I mean? He really does sound like Dumbledore in his deathbed. Like that's really the word.
So Gandalf the loser over here, he wants to like.
Yo, you're on one tonight, bro.
He got me tight. He got me upset. So Gandalf the loser, everybody's like, hold up. Yo, you dropped in the polls. You did not look good in that debate. Look, we like you. We appreciate you. You was the vice president for Obama. You delivered Pennsylvania in 08 for Obama. You were pivotal in his victory. You were a great, vice president. You were always supportive. You were loyal. You never came out and said anything against them. And then when we needed you, you cleaned up for Trump and you took over. We got a lot of respect for you, but maybe it's time to step down. And that's what they was trying to do at first, was like hint to him. Like, hey, buddy, maybe gracefully bow out so that it doesn't affect your legacy. They're saying he has a really tight circle behind the scenes that he only listens to. And it's comprised mostly of Empress Joe Biden. And they say Empress Joe Biden really enjoys the first lady. It seems that as she was second lady, she was envious of one Michelle Obama and just couldn't wait to be first lady. I can't wait to be king. And now that she's first lady, she is just not giving it up. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, and part of it is probably Obama. Part of it is Biden too. Like that man has waited a whole 80 years to be president, and he don't want to give up that second term.
Oh,
so what happens? They go. You got congressman, right? You have a first. Was it a senator or a congressman? One of them, publicly asking him to step down, gracefully asking him to step down.
Mm-hmm.
And then they have a meeting of governors. Because now you affecting the whole ballot. You know what I'm saying? Now there's places where guys were up who are now down because you're down. So we're going to lose more than just the presidential election because of you.
Right.
And he goes on this interview.
Well, guess what? They're trying to push me out of the race. Well, let me say this clear as I
Listen
can.
to the year. Listen to the year.
Pay attention now.
I'm staying in the race.
You really talking slow now.
I'll beat Donald Trump. I will beat him again in 2020.
Can't wait for 2020.
Well, guess what? They're trying to push.
Can't wait to see what happens in 2020.
He's trying to bring us back. I'm not with it. I don't want to go backward, Mr. President.
So this is, in a nutshell, basically what I felt. You guys could talk. We'll get to the interview because I have some specific opinions on the interview itself. But real quick, Shalon said, as much as folks are saying that he should bow out now, it's not that easy. He's accumulated so much campaign money already that doesn't transfer, or isn't transferable to the next person. So let's say he has 3 million, and it's way more than that. That can go towards a campaign. He bows out, someone else goes in. They're starting from zero, and the election is in November. Not good. To that, I say, I have a whole response that I want to let y'all talk before I get into my bag.
I get it that there's a lot to consider with him dropping out of the race. I get that the repercussions could be really severe, but you're kind of splitting the party now. And if you look at him in this video, like his hands are shaking. This is the part where we say, like, no, we don't want to give all the power in the world to this man. This party has to be more responsible. Then we'll get to the interview, but in that interview, it didn't, like, he won't even take a test, like he won't even give any type of reassurance besides, I got this. No one else can do it like me. So it's just, I don't know.
And that's not an exaggeration. That is literally what he's saying.
Well, he's saying he'll do his goodest.
Yeah, you heard that?
He said goodest.
I was really trying to figure out, a way to kind of clean this up in some way, shape, or form. Be like, he's only human. People make mistakes, and it's just. But then you just look at the amount of mistakes he's been making, and it's very unpresidential. It's very unleadership like. For people like me who are not that well versed in politics, looking at these things could very well make me or people like me be like, what's the point in voting in the first place? At least for this presidential campaign. Or for people to say, oh, I'm going for Trump now, or whatever the case may be, as people have been doing. And this goes into what we were talking about before, just like how bad the Democratic Party is at promoting, bad at marketing, bad. I feel like Clinton and Obama. Like, I feel like they were like, I feel like their marketing was at its highest because the center of it all was this charismatic person. They need somebody that is super charismatic, that is not in a state that they're in. Because then if they're in Biden's state, it's like they're scrambling for something to happen. You know what I mean? They're scrambling. They're not putting their best foot forward to market this person in the best way possible. Like, give that man a script, bro. Give that man a script. And if he's not reading any scripts, be like, yo, Biden, you're having a timeout. You know what I'm saying? But what about just face the wall? You're having a timeout. Fully. Let's just let's just kind of like make it so the Democratic Party can actually have the chance. Because I do agree also with Shalon, like if it is the way that it is, maybe it is too late to make this transfer and get somebody, unless if they're super dope, unless if they're like amazing and they can just garner support with a snap of a finger. But I don't know who in their party and their camp that could do that.
When it comes to the Democratic Party and Joe Biden, unfortunately, part of the legacy, right, is going to be its inability to grow new talent.
Yeah.
Or further new talent. Now, part of it, I don't want to point fingers and blame, but I will. Part of it is Joe Biden. If you are the de facto leader of the Democratic Party, like you say you are, you have to have the vision to see these things. And part of it is also the DNC, which Andrew Yang is part of. He's the co-chair, I believe. You guys also have to have the vision to have primaries for situations like this. Now, Shalon is right. It's late. It's super late. If anybody was to jump into the election today, it would be the latest anybody's ever jumped into the election. It don't matter how popular you are. Name recognition that's part of the reason why you even have primaries in the first place. Is like, yeah, it's to vote who the people want, but they're going around campaigning. It's like the first round of campaigns.
Right.
You go to Iowa, you go to Ohio, you do the whole Southern Belt, you do the South Coast, then you go out west. You go to the East, the Upper East. You do all of those. You have Super Tuesdays. You know what I mean? Yeah. You do these because you're campaigning. And then when you win, you get to campaign again. Yeah. And then it's more focused. You're only running against one person. This is a lack of vision from the Democratic Party and a lack of vision from the DNC. And it stunted people in more than one person. Kamala Harris, I'm not the biggest Kamala Harris fan. I'm not. Right. But the Biden administration, as the de facto leader of the Democratic Party, has done a terrible job at making Kamala Harris's accolades bigger, giving her more name recognition. You've done a bad job, and there's rumors. There's rumors that they've actually had intra discussions where they don't agree on certain things, and she has very little support from the president. Now you're stunting her growth. What does that mean? She would have been the most obvious person to run for you, so he probably knew that, and he probably was stunting it on purpose. And then same thing with the Gavin Newsoms or the Gretchens, right? Where it's like, Gretchen can give you Michigan. Gavin is a young dude who's going to, unfortunately, this is America. He's going to poll well with women. He's a young, handsome dude. You know what I'm saying? Didn't grow any of them. There's no vision in this party, and it turns people off.
I really think also something that is, I really think that inner circle, because I know we're going to talk about the interview, but like he's denying the numbers. He's denying like what every poll is saying, and his thing is like, that's not what I'm hearing. That's not what the polls that I'm seeing. Right. And I really think that the people like in his talk about like an echo chamber, I really think that those people, I think they're kind of playing him at this point.
And that would be my answer to Shalon, would be, you're absolutely correct. And that it might be difficult for anybody to jump in here, not name Michelle Obama, because her name recognition and her polling numbers look incredible. She's beating Trump by like 11 points. She won't do it though. I don't think she would. She did not enjoy being first lady.
Oh wow, I did not know that.
So anybody else, it's an uphill battle for anybody else. And I think it's a Hail Mary throw at this point. Like, you doing it because this is all you got. Because if you go with this guy, we're sure to lose. It's a no-brainer we're gonna lose. They're asking him why he did bad at the debate, and he's like, I didn't take enough nappies.
I had a cold. It was a really bad cold.
Yeah, and I feel like, you're right. We're gonna talk about the interview, but I just feel like that was a very poor excuse.
We
You know
could get
what
to
I
the
mean?
interview now.